All right, where's the mute for now? Where's the mute?
I don't know if there is one.
Paige, you gonna be on this live?
Hold on.
It's already live.
We're not on mute, so.
What's a Topo Chico?
It's like a seltzer water. I gotta sit back there too.
Nope.
Am I going here? In the middle?
Ah.
Alright, so since we can't see the screen.
Well, I can.
You got it.
Can see what?
There's 14 people
There's
there.
14 people there?
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, we're
No,
just
doesn't show who.
trying to get set up here. We're a little bit early. We're gonna wait until 5 o'clock our time.
We're just hanging out.
We're just hanging out.
For the next 9 minutes.
Trying to make sure we all fit in the screen.
How you doing?
Hi.
This is awkward.
Oh, I forgot my notes. Where are my notes?
Windowsill.
There they are. Is there anything in the chat yet?
Carl Ladwig says, enjoy all your videos so far.
Thank you, Carl.
Oh, they pop up on the screen when they come up?
You have 28
Yeah, so
people.
you can see there's
That's cool.
20. There's 28 people.
Lucy Porter says, hi there, following closely. It's an awesome trip.
It's so cool.
North Texas hiker, loving the videos this PCT season.
What time is it, Hammer? We're like 8 minutes still.
My sister says she doesn't see it.
Sagittarius says, how you doing?
How
Hello,
you
how
doing?
you
How you
How
doing?
you doing?
My sister doesn't know how to get on.
She just has to go to Chap Hikes and then it'll show the video.
LIL apostrophe.
Yeah.
She says, I
CHP.
see.
Hi, Paige.
Hi, Paige.
Hi,
She's
Paige.
probably not in there yet. Betty Arnold says, love your adventures. Jeff Davidson says, hi guys, really enjoying your adventure. Been watching you guys since the AT days. Malibu Sean says, howdy, glad to see you all. Jiffy Pop says, hello from Eastern Tennessee.
Jiffy
Hey,
Pop!
Jiffy Pop!
So hey, Jiffy Pop, I see all your check-ins on Far Out, and we need to let Far Out know they really missed the boat. We need to be able to like respond to comments and react to comments on that or check-ins.
Nam says, hi everyone. Sandra says, hi everyone, loving your videos and all the fun in spite of all the peril. I was worried. Kevin Moltner says, I'll be joining you guys all the way to Canada.
Woo!
Dan S says, hi from Albuquerque. Thanks for starting my day every morning with antics and toil. It's literally 7 more minutes before it's supposed
I
to
know.
start.
I'm wondering if we should just start with some of these.
We're just gonna be
some of
like
these
the
easy
YouTubers
questions.
going, we're just waiting until people more hop on. Like more people should hop on. Like we're just gonna wait for
Should we
more
just?
people to hop on.
We could just have Fireball tell a story.
Yep.
What story?
I'm just kidding.
Any story?
No.
Okay.
No,
Are you ready?
you do not have creative
Once
freedom.
upon a time.
Jessica Siegfried says, loving following your journey. My husband and I were just in Mount Laguna a few days after you guys. We saw a ton of PCT hikers. Betty says, hope to see you in Big Bear. Yeah, hope to
So-
see you.
Who was that, Betty?
Betty Arnold.
Betty Arnold. Hi, Betty. See, I can see when the comments pop up over there, but the
Well,
camera,
yeah, I
it's
mean,
so
like,
far away I can't read
None
it.
of us have that vision.
I need some binoculars.
Is your phone charged all the way?
Yeah, mostly. It was like at 80 something.
Malibu Sean says, antics for sure, always abounding. Fancy wording.
Abounding.
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 Abundant.
Abundance.
It's a good word.
Abundance. Abundance is a good word.
6 more minutes.
Okay, since there's 6 more minutes, I did get one question that I'm going to go ahead and knock off here. Somebody asked on the
You're
questions
67.
event.
That's a good one.
Somebody asked me what type of mid layer I have. The blue one that I wear all the time. It is a Lightheart gear. And you, what kind of mid layer do you have? You just got one, so do you want to?
This is the Senchi. There's like different.
This is the 60.
The 60, yeah. There's different 60, 80. What is it? 60,
60, 90, and 120.
90, and 120. So the higher number would be the warmest. This is 60 and it's actually pretty warm. Like I get pretty hot in it even just hiking sometimes. So I'm definitely glad I went with the 60 instead of the 120.
Roadrunner, how about do you want to answer the question we got about what brand neck knife you have?
It's MT Knives. I assume MT Knives stands for mountain knives, but it's the same one that Dixie from Homemade Wanderlust has, only I don't have her initials or anything. It's just the knife. It's a really great knife. It's like a scalpel when you get it first, and I mean, it's really amazing.
It will open a beer bottle as well.
Yep, apparently. Steve O, like Steve O. Hi from Corona. I'm a 76-year-old hiker who did Camp to Whitewater in 2019 and had the time of my life. Are you in Big Bear? We actually won't tell you where we are for security reasons.
So yeah, that's one ground rule. We're not going to tell anybody where we're at. Everybody knows our videos are delayed about a week. But yeah, we don't talk about exactly where we are.
Jason says, awesome videos, guys. I follow Roadrunner and Hammer too. So beautiful out there. Keep hiking. Oh, happy hiking.
Thanks for watching.
Katie L says, hi guys, love following your journey. Nam, can you guys please introduce Fireball and Hammer?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
well, so why don't you start by what is your backpacking experience? Where are you from? Just
Okay.
30 seconds.
I'm
45.
I'm Fireball. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I would say I have minimal backpacking experience. I would say like a year, really, honestly, and only about like 2 days, 1 night, or like 3 days.
That's a year.
Huh? No, like my backpacking trips are only like usually 2 days, 1 night, or like 3 days, 2 nights. Like they're really short trips, and so this is definitely a huge jump for me, and you guys get to witness it.
Witness Whitney.
That's what I was going to say.
Hammer, who are you?
I'm Hammer. I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I've been backpacking since 2017, doing a lot of weekend trips and a Arizona Trail section hike. And then in 2021, I thru hiked the AT, which is when I met this guy. He was doing a lash that year, and we've stayed in contact ever since. So here we are.
For those of you that don't know what a lash is, it's an acronym that stands for Long Section Hike.
long what?
Long A-word section hike.
You guys make it so tough not to cuss on my channel.
No, because literally somebody said, Jeff Davidson says, Lil'Chap, for someone who keeps a tight rein on language, in your channel I heard a lot of oh shits out on your mouth.
You did.
When you were sliding down that hill.
You heard one, and I left it in there because taking it out would have changed the whole meaning.
Yeah.
So yeah, you did hear that one.
Emily Fisher saying, I'm so happy Hammer made it to you guys. Barry H has a good question. How does the sketch factor of the PCT compare to the AT so far? So we will be answering that question because that's like the main question.
What time is it? Are we close?
We still have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Whitney, what do you eat for breakfast? Because I want some of your happy juice.
I think it's just my personality. I was born with it.
I was born this way. Her new karaoke
Maybe
song.
it's Whitney. Maybe it was like, maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it was born with it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's me.
So we can answer another question we got as part of the introduction between these two. Somebody asked how we met or how we came to be. So Hammer and I met on the first day. I think it was the first day of his AT thru hike. We met at Springer Mountain in 2021, and then if not many people watch the little trails, but if you've watched my Bartram Trail vlogs, Hammer was there as well. And then Roadrunner and I, as I think everybody that's watching this probably knows, we hiked about 600 miles of the AT together. We've done a couple lives on her channel, and her and I have been good friends since 2022.
We're not lovers.
We're not lovers, despite what everybody seems to think.
Tell them the story about how we met.
They saw it.
Oh, they did?
But some people might not have seen the first episode.
So Roadrunner and I met Fireball, who was Whitney at the time. She's had many personalities in between before settling on Fireball.
Continues to do so.
Yeah.
Yes. We were at Cleef, which is like the campground you stay at the night before or the day, kind of when you start your PCT hike. And is she informed us last night we were the only cool people there, and she instantly loved us.
Instantly.
But what happened was I was just videoing, had never spoken to her ever. And as I'm talking to my phone, she just turns and yells at me, "I've got 2 boxes of tea bags. Is that too many tea bags to carry?" Or something like that.
It was probably like 40 tea bags. Was it not?
It was a lot.
I was trying to like, oh my hand, how many can I shove in my backpack?
Which you've done a good job of shaking down your backpack.
Yeah.
In the last couple weeks.
We just did that today.
A little, but you did a lot of it by yourself
Yeah.
beforehand and with other help. Okay,
Okay.
so that's that question.
Before we go into like the deep questions,
Uh-huh.
there are some like more simple ones. So, not that they're not simple. I'm not meaning in a bad way. I'm just
Easier
saying,
to answer.
Yes. There was one. Where was it? Oh yeah. Hi y'all. Hope this isn't too personal, but I was wondering how old you all are. Love watching you adventure. And this looks like it's a woman, so it's okay. Because women can ask women how old they are, right?
Do you want to start?
I'm 31 years old.
I'm 22.
I'm
41.
I didn't even question you. I'm 29.
I'm 39. I'm turning 40 this year.
Any other quick ones?
Roadrunner, how did you get your trail name? On my first day on the AT, I was running and singing past another hiker, and the next day he said, "You remind me of this bird because you're singing and running. How would you like Roadrunner?" And I liked it and stuck with it.
I think it's fitting. She's very fast.
Nam says Fireball is the most fitting name for Whitney. Oh,
We
this
have
is a
better
good
ones.
one. G Law says, how much do your backpacks weigh approximately?
So let's go with base weight because
Yeah.
food and water and fuel
It
varies
really
all the
varies.
time.
Did they explain what that is?
Base weight is everything
Nice.
except consumables. Good job. So anything that we're going to replenish, like fuel, water, food, things like that, because it's always changing. So we use a base weight to determine overall what we have. And I actually don't know exactly what mine is, but I'm within a couple of ounces. I'm like 15 and a half pounds with my micro spikes. That does not include a bear can or ice axe, but I was at like 15 and a half or somewhere right around there with the spikes and everything else.
I was at 19 and some change pounds for my base weight.
But you've lost.
But I've
lost
lost
some
some.
since then.
Yeah.
Roadrunner.
I'm about 15 and a half base weight as well.
What do you
I
got?
am somewhere around 14 without all the extra winter gear stuff.
Really?
With all that stuff included, it's closer to like 17 or 18, I think.
Any other ones on there?
Hippo in low water says, Hammer, my hero.
What up?
You must know them.
Yeah.
One other thing we haven't said. I know when we've done lives on Roadrunner's channel, we get talking and there's a lot of questions, and I think the last one went like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 0 day. We got to eat on our 0 day, so we're going to try to keep this 45 minutes or less. So
It's never going to be just 45.
we're going to try really hard. I'm trying to watch Hammer's phone over there with the clock on it. Any other ones?
How's +1? Is he still trying to catch up to you guys?
So you want to answer?
Where's +1? Everybody's asking.
So I talked to +1 actually just a little bit ago. I texted him to see if he was still in the town we're in or not, because what happened was he wasn't feeling well, and at lunchtime the other day he got off trail several miles before we were going to get off and came to town, and he took a 0 on the day we Nero'd, and then we weren't sure if he was going to double 0 or how he was feeling. So I checked in with him to see if he was wanting to come over to join us for the live or where he was at. And he did go back to trail this afternoon. So he got back on trail about 16 miles before us, but he did it today. We're not getting on tomorrow. So hopefully we will run into +1 or meet up with him at some point in the next day or two.
+1 of you watching. Hi.
We miss you.
We love you.
And he's in a section with good cell service, so
Yeah.
he may be
Watching this?
Yeah, he may be watching it.
He's not watching. He don't care.
Also,
Alright.
it's the best.
He's probably hiking because it's
Do you
only
wanna-
5 o'clock our time.
Do you want to do
drinking
the
milk.
series questions?
Yeah, let's go through some of these. I'm going to knock off a couple of the ones we can do pretty quick first. Somebody asked if we were planning to go to trail days.
It's the whole reason I'm hiking.
So you answer first.
Yeah, I would love to go to trail days.
Okay.
I hope it shakes out that we're somewhat close by that time.
Yeah.
But AT trail days was a blast. I'm assuming PCT is as well. So.
I have been to AT Trail Days the last 3 years, so I'm sad to be missing it this year. Roadrunner, do you want to answer? Because, you know, that's the answer for both of us. On
If we're
trail
going
day.
to trail days?
Yeah.
I think probably. We're probably going.
Yeah.
It just, it always depends on the circumstances, but
Yeah,
I
where we're
believe
at.
we somewhat plan to go. Yeah.
I would really like to go. It's going to really depend on, like Roadrunner said, like what the fire, or the snow, what the situation is. Hopefully we're somewhere close to Cascade Locks when that happens. How about
is
you?
it just a weekend, or how long is it?
It's a weekend.
A weekend. Yeah, I mean, if I'm around that area, I would love to go.
Okay.
Noah is asking, Hammer, was the beer free? Laughing my A off.
I'm actually drinking Pepsi, bro.
Ah.
He's drinking Pepsi. I'm drinking a Topo Chico.
I have had
Twisted tea.
I've had quite a
Twisted
few.
tea.
I've had quite a few free drinks, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, smartest rule ever. Coming into a hike, hey everybody, I can't buy any beer. It's my rule for this hike.
So then everyone feels bad. and buys
We all buy beer.
These days are over. Okay, did you have another one before I?
Yeah, something a little bit more easier to explain. Popeye Hikes the AT said he did the AT in 2022. Yay, class of 2022. His wife, but he wants to do the PCT maybe next year. Wife wants to follow in truck. Are there lots of road crossings on the PCT? Question mark.
So, my quick answer is going to be it would be harder to do on the PCT than the AT, but we only know the first small bit of the trail. We've not been further. We've only got a couple 100 miles under our belt, so I don't know for the whole PCT. My guess is it would be harder on the PCT. We are going to talk a good bit because 3 of us have through hiked the AT, and now we're at the same place on the PCT, so we are going to talk more about that in a minute. And maybe we can answer some more of the questions when we talk about the differences in the two, and maybe that will help you out.
Just a compliment. Good job powering. Oh, that's from Scott Nosler. Good job powering through San Jacinto. I walked through a bunch of snow there last year, and it was demoralizing. Keep up the good work.
It was demoralizing. I agree.
Yeah.
All
right.
So let's go through a couple of these others real quick. Sunkissed, who I met in 2022 when I was hiking the AT. She was class of AT 2023, and she's hiked the PCT. I don't know what else she's hiked, to be honest, but she's hiked a bunch. She sent me a question wanting to know what video editing software we're using. And if you don't know, there's 3 of us here that are vlogging. I'm going to talk about an upcoming video, Fireball's level of vlogging and her aspirations. She wants to record but never do any work editing or uploading.
Should I get a YouTube channel? Yes or no?
Everybody's gonna say
Everybody's
yes.
going to say yes, but you're not going to do all the work. She told me yesterday, it just looks like so much work. It is.
It is.
Okay, so the 3 of us that are vlogging, we're going to all answer what software we're using, and the other part of her question was, what is kind of our strategy to keep the YouTube work to a minimum? So I use iMovie. I am not real educated on editing. iMovie is enough for me. I've never had any problems with it. The thing I can say is I'm doing this differently on the PCT. I did not do daily vlogs on the AT. I did every 2 days. So for me, the PCT has been much easier because I'm doing 1 day at a time. I'm editing it down, trying to keep it under 15 minutes. So mostly 12-ish minutes. I've had a few that just a lot happened, so they were longer. But for me, that means I can edit every night in my tent. It takes less than 20 minutes. When I come to town, everything's ready to upload. It does take work, but it's not really been a huge inconvenience for me. Roadrunner is much more versed in YouTube, so why don't you answer that?
Not really. How am I more versed in YouTube?
Well, you've put a lot more work into YouTube than I have. Like after the AT, I just quit doing videos until I get on a trail.
Yeah.
Like you
mean,
study it a little more, and
maybe. I mean,
I didn't know how to start this live.
What
I had to
is
ask you how to do this.
Right. What is the exact question? Like
So-
how we do it on trail?
Yeah. So the exact question was, what software do you use? And then, like, what is your approach to keep the editing work and the YouTube work as minimal as possible to not
Yeah.
interfere with the hike?
So I use something called Video Shop. It's very simple. It honestly sometimes is so simple that it's annoying. I only really throw the clips together. I don't do a lot of editing. In fact, I make a lot of humor or fun of Chap because he has transitions between clips and I do generally not. He says they automatically are put into his app, so
I do change them though.
but he has like transitions where it's coming in from the side or from the bottom, and with me it's just like boop boop boop. So I really just throw the clips together, add the mileage at the end. So honestly, I just edit them. I put them all together at night, so I have them ready in town. Then I upload them in town, and that's really it. That's to keep it to a minimum. I was also talking in one of my videos about music. Adding music is a pain in the bottom. So sometimes I do add the music when there are curse words or when there's really heavy breathing that sounds really inappropriate. So I do add music, but not very often. And it's honestly like more work to do that. So I try not to add that extra work when I don't have to.
I want to apologize to you all too because I don't even know
Yeah.
a week ago or
It was
so
funny.
we were zeroing or neroing or something, and I was spending a lot of time playing with trying to refamiliarize myself with some of the nuances of iMovie. And I told her, like, oh, I put together these clips and I added music to just this one spot because normally I don't like music in videos. She's like, you've got to be kidding me! I just said on my channel today, if you don't like the music, maybe you'll like Chaps, and then I put music in that day.
That exact video.
It was a coincidence. I don't plan to put much music in mine ever. You want to talk about your editing and your?
As far as software, I started the first couple weeks I was using Adobe Premiere Rush, which is the free mobile version that comes with Premiere Pro. And I had a lot of issues with it. Every time I tried to export a video, the app would crash, and it got to a point where it wasn't even usable. I searched around on Reddit, and it seems like this app just constantly has problems. So I made the switch back to iMovie, which I've used in the past, and it's been fine ever since. Similarly to them, I'm pretty much in my tent editing for anywhere from half hour to an hour every evening. I'm also not adding music. I'm usually a fan of music in the hiking videos. I think it can enhance the video, but I don't know. I'm not doing it. It's a lot of extra work, and some of the responses I've gotten are that they prefer no music in the videos, so I might stick with that.
They want that heavy breathing.
Yeah.
So I got a plug for Hammer real quick. He has an AT movie called Hammered on the AT. That's a very good movie. It's got a lot of views, but he did not do daily vlogs. So this, or not daily, the vlogging on trail is new to him. So
yeah.
Do you want to talk about how much, does it really take that much time or interfere as much as you thought?
It's a lot of work for sure. It's more work than I thought it would be. I think I take more footage throughout the day than I thought I would. So at any given night, I'm editing at least 30 to 40 minutes of video every evening. I'm doing a little different than they're doing daily vlogs. I'm doing one video for every 2 days, and I'm releasing like 2 or 3 videos a week, and like the videos are a week and a half behind, I think, at this point. So that gives me some buffer time to kind of get caught up during town days. So that's nice. If I was trying to do like a daily vlog and have it in real time, then that would be crazy difficult. I don't even know if I could do that.
Okay. Do you have anything else on there? Do you want to
there is, but like probably let's
knock
go through
these
that
out
and
real
then
quick.
I will say though, I was worried hiking with YouTubers because I'm like, oh god, this is gonna affect my hike. But honestly, it really doesn't. Like, we still hike as many miles, and it's not like we have to stop and it breaks up the day. Like, it really doesn't. I don't even notice it, honestly.
I do also want to add something I didn't think about was, as far as town days and Neros and Zeros, like doing the vlogging thing, we really have to think about our batteries and like recharging our power banks and all that. So a lot of times, like I can't opt for camping in someone's backyard because like I need to be near an outlet and I need to, constantly be able to charge stuff. So that's a whole different aspect of this hike that.
That's a good point. Somebody made a comment about the miles and we were doing, which where I think we're ahead of almost everybody we're starting around right now, or really close, either the same or just ahead. But Roadrunner and I, because we are actively vlogging and putting a lot of time in it, we are planning to take at least a 0 every week, which is pretty much required in order to keep the videos updated and uploaded.
As well as the battery, as Hammer
Right,
says.
right. So just to go through these real quick, thoughts on sun hoodies. Sun hoodies are a new thing for me. I don't love it. I wish I could just wear a short sleeve, but somebody asked about this. They want to know what sun hoodies we were all using and what we thought about them. So you can go last because you have the most thoughts on your
Yeah,
sun
because
hoodie.
somebody also had a comment. I love his sun hoodie. Can you tell us what his passion, like what it is?
Oh, I'll tell you all about
Okay,
it.
so I'll,
Roadrunner and I have, never mind,
Yeah.
just go on the sun hoodie.
I guess I'll go first. So I have Mountain Hardwear Crater Lakes. I do like it. They get very disgusting.
Mhm.
One of the things that this has, normally, this has like these 2 strings right here, but I took them out because this is probably too much information. But when I squat down to pee, it just dangles and then it gets wet from the pee. And then I just like, so that's wrong and weird and gross. So I just removed the string because it's like
Plus less weight.
not necessary.
Duh.
But I do
Look
like
at you,
it.
less weight.
Less weight.
I do like it. I just didn't like the strings that were in here and I took them out. So.
Okay.
I love my sun hoodie. I would say a lot of my hikes that I've done though have been in California and the sun can be brutal. So I love my sun hoodie. I feel like it saved me a lot from, I don't have to use that much sunscreen. It saved me a lot from sunburns, and honestly it keeps me cooler than if I just wear like a shirt. But I got mine. It's just an REI Sahara sun hoodie.
I have the same REI Sahara sun hoodie, and
Different color greens though.
they're nearly the exact same.
No.
I don't love mine. It's fine for a sun hoodie, but I'm used to, I would rather wear like an Under Armour t-shirt, but you do have to have long sleeves. One thing that I do use mine for very much is the little finger holes that cover your hands. So the sleeves come down and cover the top all of your hand where you're holding your trekking poles to prevent sunburn. So it does a good job preventing sunburn. It's disgusting. It stinks. It holds the smell way worse than the shirts I've had before. And mine is already pretty gross. Even with, like, Roadrunner and I did laundry. We bought double detergents at the laundromat, and we used Tide, the good stuff. And there's still like stains on it. So it's a necessary evil, but I don't love it.
My sun hoodie is made by Town Shirt,
Oh, Lord.
and I love this freaking thing. I love the patterns that they do. They're all like
No.
crazy colors. They have the little thumb holes like Chap was talking about. On the hood,
To be like a pastel
show you the
version.
hood here.
Yeah. Tell
It's
him
got
to
like
sponsor
a-
you.
It's got like a button here, so I can like button it under my chin like this, and it protects like
Oh.
half my face from the sun. Like I'm a ginger, so I need to like
I'm a
really
ginger.
protect myself from like the desert sun. I opted for the Town Shirt because I think it was 50 SPF, which a lot of them were not. I think there were some that
Yeah,
were like
what's ours?
15,
50.
30. So I needed the higher. It has a pocket here. I don't know. I love them. I wear this thing in everyday life too, not just while hiking. And as far as the smell, like I don't notice any difference really between like my old Columbia shirt that I used to wear and
You know, the bees love you too.
Yeah.
But you wore a long sleeve shirt on the AT too, right?
most of the AT I wore a long sleeve Columbia
Yeah.
Silver Ridge, but I did switch to a regular T-shirt at some point. But I would take this over anything. I sleep in this. This is the only shirt that I have on this hike. So
Oh really?
yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so this next question asks, did the Shakedown hikes help? I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I've done enough hikes that I knew about what I was using. The Shakedown hike we did in the Smokies, I made myself comfortable with all my gear choices, so it worked in that way. One thing that I was really talking about, wanting to make sure in the Smokies, was that my Senchi, like hers, that I bought was going to be sufficient for out here. I thought in the Smokies it was, but with the weather, I think 2 days before we left, Roadrunner and I were both like, okay, we're leaving the Senchis at home, and I brought my Lightheart.
And
I
I
have-
broke with Skygo.
Yeah, I have no regrets with bringing my heavier one. I use it as part of my pillow system. So yeah, I guess the Shakedown helped in the sense that it's time in the woods, I don't know what you guys have to add about Shakedown hikes helping or not for this hike.
I mean, the only thing I found beneficial in my Shakedown hike is that I barely felt the micro spikes in my backpack, so I felt more
Right.
comfortable keeping, having the spikes with me from the beginning, and yeah, I think that's pretty much the only thing I learned from the Shakedown in the Smokies.
I do want to add one thing. I don't know if Jeff is on here or not, but on the Shakedown hike, I was introduced to the air pump, and Jeff gave me one for this hike, and that has really benefited my.
Yeah, there's actually
my
a
hike.
question by Really Bill.
Okay.
Lil'Chap, how do you like your flex tail inflator?
It's so nice. Like, I would have told you before this hike that I don't need this. It's just extra, but it's only an ounce, and it's just so nice to clip it on the pump, clip the pump on the pad, and just start doing something else, and your pad's already done. I love it.
Cool.
Did you do a Shakedown hike?
If you include the Florida hike, maybe.
Oh yeah. Do you wanna? How'd that?
I did a 5-day hike in Florida. I did the Ocean to Lake Trail. It wasn't really like a shakedown specifically for the PCT or anything, but yeah, I don't know. I used all the same gear. Everything went well. I don't know.
Did you?
I think shakedown
I
hikes
did.
can sometimes be overrated. If you know your gear and you know your body well, I don't know that they're really that necessary. I'm a big fan of walking yourself into shape, which is a touchy subject too, I guess. But just start slow and
I would
build your muscles and you'll be
say
fine.
my Shakedown hike, like,
What
I don't-
was your Shakedown hike?
it was just a 2-day, 1-night backpacking in like southern Indiana. I think it helped because obviously it was in the winter and it got down to like 25, and I was like, okay, my sleeping bag kept me warm, so that helped. But honestly, I mean, you guys see me set up my tent, my camp every night. Like, I'm still learning. I've switched out multiple gear. Like, I think I'm just learning as I go on the trail. So I don't really think like the Shakedown hike really helped me.
Her tent looked like it was shot with a shotgun at one point, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is there more?
There is a lot more, but I don't know if you want to go.
Let's go through these so I can get rid of this
Yeah.
paper. Okay, somebody asked about average cost of Snickers on the PCT
Jeff has been asking us this question
because
all
I don't know
day
the answer.
long. He was very
So,
concerned with this question.
I don't
We're
know.
like,
I don't know what the answer is to the average cost of a Snickers
have
because
no
I've not
idea.
bought a Snickers.
Right.
I think the reason for their question was to get an idea of how much a resupply is. Stuff's expensive out here for the most part. I would just say that on average, I have spent probably $20 a day on trail food. So $80 for a 4-day, or
Mhm.
it's costing about $20 a day. I think you guys can talk about, and that's. I'm trying to think. I just for this resupply is the first time I bought backpacking meals. I've been doing ramen and cheaper stuff, and it's still $20 a day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I spent like $100 for 3 days of food.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, it's about the price.
yeah.
Okay. So you're saying like $33 almost a day.
I do want to just say quickly, Kevin and Leah saying, "Hey, little chap from the AZT, we're hiking. We're
Hey.
hitting the Grand Canyon tomorrow. How's the hike going?" So everybody go watch Kevin and
Leah.
Leah, Kevin and Leah, Leah. They are double crowners already. They're probably going to do their triple crown next year. They deserve way more viewers, way more subscribers. They're awesome. He broke his freaking shoulder on the PCT last year.
No, when the
What
I think
was
he
it?
chipped a
The
bone in his elbow.
He chipped his elbow and he still hiked the PCT. So
Kevin, I've brought it up a couple times when we've been doing climbing all these blowdowns.
yeah,
I said, can you imagine? Kevin actually carries a saw and does some trail maintenance along the way.
What?
I wish you would have carried a bigger saw and cleared some of these big, huge trees out of our way, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are enjoying the AZT, and I can't wait to actually. I've not really watched any. I watched the first few of your videos before I started hiking.
Yeah.
I've not watched any since I've been on trail, and the AZT is definitely on my list.
Correct. And then you wanna...
Okay. One more quick one. Somebody said, "What are our plans at the Canadian border?" I don't know. We got a long way to go.
I have no desire to go into Canada. And I
Hold
don't
on.
mean that in a disrespectful way.
Just wait.
I mean that in the absolute most respectful way. The problem with going into Canada is you hike 10 miles into it, you get into Canada easily, but coming back home seems to be a struggle. And so for me personally, I don't really want to go through that struggle. I'd
Yeah.
rather hike the 30 miles back and stay in the United States of America.
America.
Roadrunner and I have no plans of going to Canada.
America.
I don't think Hammer does.
I'm not even thinking about it.
However, Fireball's carrying her passport.
The whole time.
The whole hike.
Right now. Carrying
I think
the
we got
I'm
her
going to Canada.
You were sent it home today, right?
I sent it home.
That was part of the
Mom and
shakedown.
Dad, get my passport in the
Yeah.
mail.
Hi, Steve and Sarah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you again very much. Okay, I got one more question on here that's gonna.
It's the biggest question.
It's the big one, and it's gonna ruffle feathers. But let's just get it out of the way. People have been asking, what are the differences in the AT and the PCT?
Which one's harder?
I'm gonna give my thoughts, and then Roadrunner and Hammer will give theirs. And we've talked about it some, so we kind of have an idea what we think. But so the PCT has some challenges, like the whole area around Mission Creek and some of that stuff we've heard is destroyed. So that's that. There's also, you guys have seen my videos about the snow and some of the slopes we've had to deal with. So the weather and the elevation are definitely tougher on the PCT. As far as the actual hiking, the PCT does not even, so for what we've experienced so far, does not come close to even being the difficulty of some of the easiest stuff on the AT. The AT is by far harder with the elevation changes. The PCT is amazingly better when it comes to views. It's all day, gorgeous big views the entire day. Whereas the AT, you're like in the tunnel, you get to a spot, you see the view, and then you move on. Maybe you see another view that day, maybe the next day. The other big thing for me is there seems to be very, very little community around the PCT. Whereas the AT, there's just so much hiker community, not only from like the community around the trail, like Trail Angels, which is a whole nother topic I won't even touch on, maybe one of them will. Like Trail Magic and just like community support from non-hikers. So on the AT, by this point, I probably had 15 or more like hiker feed type Trail Magics. We have yet to experience any kind of like hiker feed Trail Magic or any of that. One thing that, like on the AT, let's say Franklin, which is like the 100-mile first big trail town, it's very common for lots of separate, smaller groups of hikers to go to the brewery together or people to hang out. There's none of that here. And maybe part of the issue for us is we're actually hiking the whole trail. And so many people that we've been around.
Hike your own hike.
Well, yeah, some people can hike their own hikes and not be through hikers, but we'll be around people and they're skipping sections. So, you know, we've been seeing different groups of people because we're not skipping the sections.
No.
In town, we've been here for a day and a half, and we've seen hikers and maybe wave or something, but we haven't hung out with anybody. There was another small group of hikers that we asked if they wanted to hang out with us. I mean, we're kind of fun, and they all declined last night. There's just no community here. If it wasn't for these four and plus one, there wouldn't be much. So that's my 2 cents. I'm sure some of you don't like my thoughts, but it is what it is, and that's my truth.
I'm going to agree with everything he said. I also want to add, just the fear mongering on the PCT is really strange. Like, it's just everyone saying that, oh, this section's unpassable, or like you have to do this alternate, and it's just not true. Like, just a lot of stuff goes around between hikers. It's just untrue, and it's just really strange. Like, I don't know.
It seems like a lot of that is somebody wants to skip something, so they tell everybody else how they should skip it.
Yeah.
I guess to make themselves feel like, hey, everybody's doing it. Like, we're going streaking through the quad. What movie is that from?
Yeah.
What is it?
Never mind. Go ahead.
I would have to, I mean, obviously I agree with everything that they said. Otherwise I wouldn't be part of their trail family, because that wouldn't work out. But yeah, I mean, I'm saying it in some of my upcoming videos where it seems like 80% of the hikers we talk to are skipping things.
At least.
And and hike your own hike, as in like making sure that you are safe, is very important. So if you do feel like something is too dangerous, totally agree. We didn't do the Apache Peak side trail section because we felt it was too dangerous for us. So, but we still hiked, you know, the mileage over the peak. So that's how we were able to justify not doing that. But as Chap has said, the fear mongering is a lot, and instead of hikers trying to check out the situation for themselves and being able to reassess or assess themselves whether they could do it physically, they just they're just skipping without really looking at it from their own perspective, right? And I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves about the PCT, that the culture of the PCT is very much it's okay to skip sections, versus on the Appalachian Trail that is not the case. There are people who skip sections, but it seems like on the Appalachian Trail people are more about hiking the trail. And so that's a big difference. And again, if you feel like it's a dangerous situation for yourself, I totally respect that. But it seems like people are just doing it for the convenience rather than having checked it out for themselves. Because that's what we did. We checked out sections. We wanted to say, we want to at least see it with our own eyes. And we looked at the Apache Peak part, and we felt it wasn't something we wanted to risk. And so, but we at least looked at it instead of just saying, oh, we're not going to do it, right?
Yeah, so just to clarify something, we skipped about 150 yards of trail.
Yeah, literally.
Like, it may not even, may have only been 100 yards. So there was a bypass where you went up over the peak and down the saddle. That's where we did the glissading. We're not going to talk about the ice axon. There's a future video coming out about the ice axon.
Oh, the ice axon disaster.
So a lot of the people were going to the intersection and then just taking the alternate. We walked the real trail up until the point where we stood there and debated it probably 15 minutes. And it was like, I don't know. And we heard later from somebody that did do that was a little more experienced, that we did far sketchier things later in the day. But it was the first sketchy snow slope that we came to. And we were like, actually Hammer had caught up with, that's where he caught up to us. And he said, well, if I'm going to die on this trail, I want it to be in the Sierra. So that's where we're like, yeah, good point. So we walked right to it. We saw it. We studied it. We decided it was beyond our skill level at the time. And we went all the way back around and then came through. Another thing, just to like give an illustration, what Roadrunner said about the culture. There's some people that we've seen a few times. And like we'll get ahead of them and they skip a section and they're there again. And one of them asked Roadrunner the other day, and you can tell the story because I don't remember the exact wording, I wasn't there, but they said something to the effect of, why do you keep doing all the hard stuff? Like.
And I said, what is the point of through hiking?
Yeah.
If you don't, because nobody said through hiking is supposed to be easy.
Right.
And for me, if you're just skipping the hard parts, what is the point of growth you're going to... I'm not saying you're not growing hiking every single freaking day, right? But when you instantly avoid a hard part, then there is less growth to happen. And so there's no point of through hiking if you just skip it.
Right.
So...
You know, one thing...
And we really love this couple who asked us this question. But it was just a very interesting question to be asked.
Yeah, and that's something that when we're on the monument at the Canadian border, I want to be proud of everything we did to get there. I don't want to have any thoughts for me. Now, if somebody else, you know, hike your own hike, do your own thing. But just, well, I'll leave that there.
Okay.
So this was the last of all the questions I had in advance. So I don't know how far
I'm still scrolled all the way up, so there might be a bunch of stuff.
What time are we
I do
at?
also, we're going to take longer than 45 minutes.
Okay, we'll go a little
I do want to congratulate you, Chap. You have about 248 people in your live chat.
Oh, wow.
That is, I've never had that many people.
Wow.
So congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
really cool.
It's
Good
just
job.
I'm here.
I was going to say it's because Roadrunner's here, but
No,
maybe it's you.
it's all
Not me.
of us. They love all of us, but it's so cool. I've never had 248 people. That's really, really awesome. Okay, so Daniela, I did not forget your question. How did you coordinate your first 0 day? Did you figure it out when you got to the trail or beforehand? And did you take resupply food on the plane ride?
You want to answer it or?
Yeah, I mean, so we didn't plan our first 0 day. It was planned for us by Mother Nature. There was a snowstorm and we were essentially required to do a 0 day. And with regard to resupply, yes, we did carry about 2 to 3 days of food because we knew that we were going to go into Lake Marina, which had like a mall shop, and we knew that there were a lot of food opportunities.
Right, and everybody, just for the point of, we won't ask everybody every question just
Yeah,
because
'cause
for the
time.
sake of time. Roadrunner and I did the same thing because we had planned everything in advance.
And Jill says, "What's up from Disco and Trip hiking into the Grand Canyon on the AZT tomorrow?"
Oh, Disco, what's up?
Okay. Jill Mortimer says, "I think Hammer doesn't have enough space on the sofa. Everyone needs to scoot over to him there, right?"
I agree.
Because this
Yeah.
guy,
He has the most space.
this guy's sitting like
Look
this.
at him. He's like this.
He's like this.
He's like.
All of us are like, and he's like, "Yeah, this is nice chat."
Come on, Hammer, get up here, buddy. You sit on my lap.
I'm good.
Keyblade says, "Whitney, I love you." Josie.
Hi, cousin.
Jeff Davidson, Roadrunner, gonna be any dance lessons on this trail like on the AT? There already has been.
What did you
Um,
teach me how to do?
I taught her shuffle.
The shuffle.
She learned, clearly.
Yeah.
Amparo McDowell says, "Based on your recent experience in the snow, how will you approach the Sierra?"
Very carefully.
Let go and let God.
I like that. Let go and let God. Absolutely. Keyblade, are you really drinking Twisted Tea? Yes, we are.
I'm not, they are.
Shanks Mayor, do any of you use wireless mics? No. What is Hammer's YouTube channel?
Hammer Hikes.
No
Oh my God,
spaces
that's
though,
funny.
right?
All one word. Hammer Hikes.
There is a different channel that's Hammer Space Hikes. He's
Nam says, at Roadrunner, adding music is a good way to cheat. You don't have to bleep for every curse word in your videos. Jeff David says, Hammered on the Trail was an excellent documentary. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I worked very hard on it.
Yeah, it's hard word. Shara McKinney, what do you each feel the others in your family bring to the team on the trail? I love that question.
That's a good
oh
question.
gosh,
That's a good question.
That's a
That is a
think.
good
That's a
question.
thinker.
That is like a deep question that we only do like in privacy.
Okay, these two really good with communication. I have to say, I'm serious. Like, really good with like communication because it's hard when you're out here and like you're all together all the time and you have, you know, scenarios you have to work together. You can butt heads a lot, and they have really good communication. They're really good at like if there's an issue or if there's some tension, like let's talk about it because you can't just you can't hold it in and let it boil because it will explode and like it's not safe when you're out, you know, in the wild and trying to
The
survive. Well, it's true. Like
No, you're right.
you
It's
can't
just
have
funny.
tension when you're trying to help each other
Yeah.
every day. Like you're finding food, water, like not food, but you're finding water, shelter. So I would say like I'm bad at talking about something if it's bothering me, and you guys are really good about it, and I feel like it's helped me communicate.
If you don't know Roadrunner and I, like in our real lives, we're both very direct.
Which
I
is
think that's
good.
pretty
What are you
ob-
laughing at?
I think that's pretty obvious.
It's good.
What's really good about that is
Yeah.
that we both are direct and we both can accept the other person being direct.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly. Yeah, like 98% of the time, I think.
Yeah,
We're pretty
and
good
when,
with
and when
that.
we don't, we get through it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Yeah. What Fireball brings to it, I don't think there are any words, and I don't mean that in a comedic way. Like Fireball, like is because we are so direct and we're sometimes intense about planning and intense about finding the right tent spot and intense getting
We're
intense
intense a lot.
like intense getting like the right mileage ride.
camping.
Like literally, so there's this like gentleness and the humor and the fun and the randomness.
Random.
And just sometimes that's good to have, and like to have that randomness like break up the
Have you ever had a Big Mac?
You guys,
I don't think that video is
that's
out
an
yet.
inside
we need
joke.
we need to record every time we get like rides. I'm always in the front talking, and we just need to record my conversations that I have with people.
I think I
Yeah.
summarized one of the conversations in a video probably the next day or two.
And then Hammer, he's like new.
I bring the style.
Yeah.
I bring the coolness.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Hammer is new to me and Fireball, but for me, he has the really random one-liners.
Yeah, funny.
That are just like, he's so quiet. And
Yeah,
he's just
so
talking,
quiet.
and he's always like gone, and like all of a sudden he appears, and then he has like this one-liner, and it's like, oh my god, that's so funny. It's so random, and yes, he does bring the style with the town shirt.
I would say there's been like when we were doing Mission Creek and we had like the washouts, and like he's just so chill, like yeah, it was fine, and I was like, I almost like I felt like I was dying.
Yeah.
So he kind of like helps calm
with the
people
flow.
down. Yeah.
And then he comes into camp and goes, what a horrible day. Not like, what a horrible day. He's like, that was a horrible day.
So chill.
Yeah.
I think the thing that Hammer brings to the table is that Fireball can talk to him about the gauges in her ears. And
For hours.
Hours and hours.
Hours.
And he'll like entertain the conversations. And Roadrunner and I don't have to deal with
I feel like you do entertain my conversations sometime, and then they're just like, finally, we can just.
Roadrunner and I don't. Can you even imagine me with a gauge in my ear?
No.
Like no.
No.
All right, what's the next? We're
Disco's saying, I think I can see up Lil'Chap shorts.
Well, stop looking.
Barry is asking an interesting question. I'm curious. Like normally men don't want to hear about this, but what do the women do to avoid wild animal when they're on the time of the month?
Oh,
Funny
gosh.
story. I was not too long ago, and I was in my tent thinking about this. I was like, I wonder if a mountain lion can smell me and if they're gonna come eat me tonight.
Hold on.
That was a serious thought.
I don't think there's much to do to avoid wild animals, like the same as we do in real life.
Yeah.
Like
Is there a bleep button on a live just to like?
No.
I need a drop button just in case.
there is. We're only not that skilled. Look, you got a donation.
Yeah, we got a super from somebody. Who's that from?
JD Phoenix, but I'll tell you.
Thank you very much.
That's so cool. From the class of 21, walk on, my friends, Paul Butler. So that's your class, right?
Do you know
Class of
Paul?
21? Unless that's PCT class of 21, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's bad. Our minds automatically go to AT class. Yeah.
G Law says the outdoor research Astroman sun hoodie is really good at not holding on smell. In case
I'll have to
anybody
look
wants to look at that.
Outdoor research. Okay.
Nam is saying love Hammer's sun hoodie.
Thank you.
It makes two of you.
Ampero McDowell says, are you sun hoodies merino wool? No. Are they not reading the live chat? Now we are. What happened to Roadrunner's Nightcore? Did it fail or drain from the cold? So it's not the cold because I've had it in my quilt all night, and then Chap said you really don't have to do that unless it gets really, really cold, and we've never had it really, we've only had it once or twice below zero. So what really happened with my Nightcore is I probably hit the button more than 10 seconds. Apparently, if you hold it more than 10 seconds, it kind of resets and doesn't work anymore. And then what you do is just, you have to recharge it for another 10 minutes, and then it suddenly works in again. So it's working again, so I don't know. What happened? I have Flex sale on Popeye says I have a Flex sale on my Amazon cart. Might try it. You should. It's awesome.
So while she's looking at those, the reason we're not like following along with the chat, to get all four of us in here, my phone is on a table over there.
Yes.
So
I'm the one who's.
She's the one reading the questions. We were initially working off of a list of questions that were sent to us off the community tab prior to the live.
Yeah. G-Law says, how many fills do you get from the air pump per charge? We don't know, but check out Frozen from Outdoor Adventures. He says I think he gets about 20 pumps, 20 to 30 pumps per charge. So
it'll depend on your air mattress and what the air volume is that it takes.
Jeff Javin says I'm a Southern Indiana hiker too.
Hello.
Where did you do your what?
It was in Lake Monroe State Park. Yeah.
Tamara says, we love the way you guys all laugh and joke and tease, but you still have each other's back. Awesome. Yes, and I think that's one thing that I really love about this family, that we can make fun of each other, because that's like my kind of humor without it being like offensive. So, Jake, what's been your favorite trail town so far? No, by Noah.
I thought Idlewild was cute.
Locations.
Huh?
Just
Don't give exact locations where we're at now.
No, yeah, I know.
Idlewild was cute.
Yeah, I would say Idlewild probably.
Yeah.
We haven't hit a whole lot. Like, a lot of the towns just haven't really been too much. Idlewild was cool. The dogs are the mayor. It almost reminded me of like a smaller version of like Gatlinburg. Is that wrong?
Not nearly as commercialized.
No.
more
Not
like,
as touristy.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
a cute little mountain town.
Yeah.
It's more like more money mountain town than Gatlinburg.
A lot of little shops and I don't know. It was cool.
There was no putt-putt.
The mayor was a golden retriever. I
Yes.
mean, come on.
Peter Grant says, how did the seam seal go, Fireball? Did it work in the rain yet? We haven't had rain.
We haven't
Sorry.
had rain yet,
Oh,
but
goodness.
I
Knock
would
on
say
wood.
it still looks like a kindergarten did it.
Well, they did.
But yeah, a kindergarten did do it.
Victoria Fuchs, or Fuchs.
That's Tori.
Oh, that's her cool last German name. She's a
Yeah,
fox.
yeah.
I love that. What's everyone's favorite colors? Mine is blue.
All of them.
I hate blue.
She knows what my favorite color
You
is.
hate blue. You wear a whole
No,
lot of
she
blue.
gives me trouble. She told me to rock my famous Lil'Chap all blue.
Oh,
That's what I wore. In
And your new
21.
shoes are blue.
They are. Oh,
You do
gosh.
like blue, don't you?
My-
My
Green,
favorite color
green.
is black.
Yeah.
Black?
I can't believe you haven't started painting your
he
fingernails
wears
yet.
pretty
Yeah, I haven't
black
started
all
painting the
night.
nails yet. I
Okay.
usually do that on trail.
Hi, yeah.
Shara McKinney says, Fireball, you can stay with my family when you get across the border. I'm an hour from Manning Park. Let me know if you need a place to stay.
Yeah! I'll be there.
She wants the experience.
I want the experience.
Yeah. Tamara Polly, can you say hi, Jessica, on your live to my adult special needs daughter who watches you guys with me?
Hi,
Jessica! Thank you for watching! Malibu Sean, shots fired. I don't know what that means. North Texas hiker, y'all are the cool kids. Hammer,
Can you believe these others wouldn't hang out with us?
I know, right?
They wouldn't even go karaoke.
We went and asked them.
Hammer, did you start later than everyone else and catch up? Question mark.
I started slightly later.
I mean, he had the same start date,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No.
I started in the evening and then
About a day difference, kind of.
yeah.
Disco says same with the AZT, no trail magic. So
I've had a couple trail magics.
yeah, no,
What?
we haven't.
Oh, really?
Like what?
I had a little stand with like fruit and beer and stuff like that. I've had people leave beers like at water sources.
Yeah, we've had water catches and
Yeah.
we've had
Catches.
how do you say it?
Cash.
Us.
She's.
Geezer says cachet. I've never heard that.
Gosh,
We had oranges.
The
we had
water
oranges
cachet. Where were the oranges?
under the bridge.
Yes.
Yeah, we had oranges.
Hiker, the
Oh,
Hiker
yeah.
Oasis, Bosox Belia chap. I couldn't agree more with the difference between the AT and the PCT Tapper. I don't know if you know what Tapper
Oh, that's
is.
Tapper. Tapper's AT21, PCT22.
Oh.
And when's the CDT?
I'll go with you.
He said he has that's not in his plans, I don't think. He's got other things planned.
This cool chick says hello from Ontario, Canada. Love you guys. Jason Jackson, I never said it would be easy. I said it would be worth it. Let's see if there's any questions. What are your favorite backpacking meals and snacks? I'll be right back. What are
Okay,
your favorite backpacking
so favorite backpacking meals. I like Backpacker Pantry lasagna and beef stroganoff. Now, like, what do I normally eat? I eat a lot more ramen than I do the things that are my favorite.
Spicy ramen and peanut butter is so good. So good. I like when I was doing like small backpacking trips, I would buy like the actual expensive backpacking meals. But being on this trip, I'm trying to like save money, as we know.
They've seen your financial lesson.
So I've been getting like Knorr's like packages, macaroni. So
But what's your favorite? If you had to pick one.
ramen, spicy ramen, and peanut butter for sure.
Disco, you have me like self-conscious here. What's your favorite food?
Well, my favorite backpacking meals are the farm to summit meals.
Well, here he goes.
Hold on. I didn't. This is not marked as a paid promotion.
No.
So you gotta be careful.
He is an ambassador, though.
If you haven't checked out Farm to Summit dehydrated meals, check them out.
You're
'cause
gonna
they're
get me demonetized.
super fresh, super good. Compostable packaging, they're the best. Better than any of the other ones. Other than that, I eat a lot of candy on trail.
Oh, what's your favorite candy?
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids for sure.
Snickers.
Nerds Clusters.
What's the average price of Snickers? Okay, where are we on questions?
I don't know.
People say, yeah, I say go over 45 minutes of live chat. They're enjoying it. So
Okay, well, we're already over. Are you guys good with that?
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
good.
keep
Okay,
going.
go ahead.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She was really nervous.
Yeah.
I get social. I don't know. I'm awkward.
It is awkward doing these because, like, we're talking to nothing. Like, all we see is a phone screen. If we could see everybody's faces,
That'd
it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome.
No.
Somebody has a good point. Malibushon says Whitney brings the crowds to the chat. That's true. That's where the 255
Yeah.
people come from.
She brings all the
It's
crowds
fabulous.
to the yard.
Yeah, she brings all the crowds to the yard.
Damn right, they're better than yours. They're right, it's better than yours.
Can I tell you, hiking with this group, it's like being on a sitcom because every day, at some point throughout the day, they break out in song. I
And we're-
promise you, every single day.
We're so in harmony too. Like,
Yeah, it's
Well, Roadrunner is a very good singer. I do sing a lot on trail, but it's usually made up songs or
he has really good. Like, he makes up really good lyrics. Like, he could literally write songs for anyone. So
they wouldn't be very good if they sung my songs. But
yeah, it would.
what's the next question?
Sam Bonilla says, can't wait to be trail angels for you guys in and around Echo Lake. What would be your go-to food or snacks? Meat.
Meat.
And I don't mean that in an inappropriate way.
What's for dinner tonight?
Burgers.
Let's go eat.
I
No,
thought we were gonna do
No,
Chinese.
this person wants to do
Sushi.
trail magic for us at Echo Lake. What would be a really good trail magic?
Oh, hamburgers.
beer.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers,
Yeah, beer.
hot dogs, beer.
But
Beer.
make Hammer pay for the beer if he's gonna drink
Yeah.
it.
We don't want me to.
Is that the person that you
No.
know? Okay.
This is Sam Bonilla.
Your
Okay.
aunt says hi.
Which aunt?
I don't know. Where?
It's
You
not
keep
like-
going lower than me and then I'm like confused and everything. Okay.
Is it Sandy?
Oh, hi Sandy. I've recorded some more snakes for you. They'll be in upcoming videos.
That's what she said.
Has anyone completed the Camino?
No,
Yet.
but that's on the list. My
Okay.
list is very long, but at some point I'm gonna have to probably like have a job or something.
Wife and I have been following y'all since pre-AT. Thanks for the bedtime stories. I assume so, but it's hiking tightly together in the snow intentionally? Intentional?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say that. I'll say that about like the AT versus PCT. We've talked about this before, where on the AT, I never, and I know that they never really felt like our lives were in danger. Whereas on the
Yeah.
PCT, we have had situations like that already. So hiking with a group has been really beneficial and just comforting.
I think you already said it. Tell Stephen his Aunt Sandy loved the
Yeah.
snake. Okay. How hard is it to get a tramley? I hiked solo on AT. Is by Popeye Hikes the AT.
I kind of just made myself into their family, didn't I?
Yeah, I don't think it's hard at all as long as you have like a little bit of interpersonal skills. I mean,
Yeah.
I think you like meet the
or
people
style.
that you
Yeah.
just like you just click with. Like your personalities just match. Like it's just like I feel like being around them. It's just like I don't feel like it drains me. It's just easy to be around them because I don't know. That's how I feel. Our
I'm not
personalities match.
I'm not the most outgoing and like friendly person, I guess. And I met someone at the bus station in San Diego who was hiking also, and him and I hiked together the first couple weeks. So I mean, I think it's super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you definitely take a little bit to come out, like to be comfortable around
Yeah,
new
yeah, yeah.
people.
Me Matthews, are you considering using boots if the Sierra is snowed over? It might save your toes from the spikes crushing your toes all day. No boots for me.
I would
No.
never. I wouldn't use boots. I'm way too type A for this. I'm having such a hard time not being able to. I'm like trying to see what's going on in the
I
comments.
know, at the control.
Every time I've done a live, I can like.
I promise I'm doing
have
it.
a-
I promise I'm trying to do a good job.
I know
for
you're
you.
doing a great job. I just.
I'm getting to it. You got like 3 like donations. I'm getting to
Wow, awesome! Thank you.
it.
All.
Fireball, any worries, issues with piercings on the trail? That's a loaded question, y'all.
We don't have time for this.
No,
you know what?
moving on.
Maybe. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do have a YouTube channel.
Maybe-
I made one.
Maybe we'll at some point we'll do a live just on piercings and actually maybe that's something you could do like a
We both can.
yeah you
I don't think these people care about it.
well somebody does, they asked.
Okay, where's +1? So if you just came late to the video, +1 is on trail, and we hope to see him tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Is Fireball always as cheerful as she seems on the vids? About 75% of the time, yes.
Whenever I'm quiet, they're always like, "Are you okay? What's
Yeah.
wrong? This is weird."
She's like this 75% of the time and on the phone with her sister the other 25% of the time.
Jeff Davidson, I'm very familiar with the videos from Hammer, Lil'Chap, and Roadrunner, but digging Fireball's style. She new to me, great personality.
Thank y'all.
JD Purvis.
Stay weird.
JD Purvis gave you $49.99.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you,
you
JD
very much,
Purvis.
JD Purvis.
I mean, it's for him, it's not for us, so. But thank you.
Thank you so much, JD.
I have to say, I'm really enjoying watching both of your daily YouTube videos and can't wait to sit on the trail for my through hike next year. Good night, Jake. Love you by Noah.
Love you too, bud.
Oh, that's Noah from your AT class,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Do any of you have pets? By Betty.
This is going to make Hammer and I cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go?
I've got an old, a little old girl kitty cat at home. Her name is Mama, and she's my
Mama.
baby. I've had her for about probably 12 years now, and I'm very sad that she's not with me, but she's in good care.
She's still with you.
Well,
Not
not
physically.
physically.
Not physically.
In your heart.
I have a dog, Lucy. While I love my family, my dog is the hardest part about these long hikes. She's in very good hands with my mom and dad. She probably is snoring right now. But yes, I very much miss my dog, Lucy.
I have 2 cats, Storm and Ziggy. They're with my mom and dad. I would say I love my cats, but not as much as they love their animals.
I didn't know you had cats.
I showed you Storm.
Oh, you did show me.
She's the black cat.
Yeah. I don't have pets, but I love pets. I love dogs. They're my favorite. I had dogs all my life when I grew up, but as a ballroom dance teacher, I'm there way too long hours, and it's just not a good benefit. But as I will grow older and settle down, I will definitely have a bunch of dogs. I love dogs, so.
I've been with you every day for 3 weeks and had no idea you had 2 cats.
I knew she
Yeah,
had a cat.
I
knew she
showed
had
Hammer
one cat.
pictures of my
I knew
cat.
she had a cat.
Oh, okay.
Tamara says, "Oh my gosh, Jessica was so excited when you said hi. She has huge smiles and giggles now. Thank you so much, guys."
Thanks for watching, Jessica.
Stacy Vaught says, "Hey, brother."
That's my sister.
I know. She says, "Hi,
You
brother."
have a sister?
What-
You have a sister?
I've been here with you for 3 weeks. I didn't know you had a sister.
Yeah, I
You
know.
knew I had a sister.
I never knew you had a sister.
That was
Can we
hilarious.
FaceTime your sister?
Oh my gosh.
Sugar,
Yeah, we'll FaceTime my sister after this.
Sugar Stick says, "I'm here for Fireball."
Hello, Sugar Sticks.
Do you know Sugar Sticks?
I don't know, but I like you now.
Kendra gave you $19.99.
Ooh, thank you, Kendra.
Jorge Miguel says, "Chili ramen with powdered peanut butter."
Ooh.
So Hammer was just introducing me to the shrimp chili, or
Shrimp,
Yes.
chili, lime. Yeah.
I did buy a chili ramen for the first time. It's in my next resupply. No shrimp.
Sorry, some of these comments. Stacy, your sister saying, "How much do you miss your sister on a scale from 1 to 10?"
11. We're gonna FaceTime you after the. Actually, maybe after. Actually, I don't know what time it is there. We're gonna FaceTime you tonight at some point.
Hippo in low water says, "Them nerd clusters be hitting."
They do. They do.
If only you knew.
Jacob said for the 3rd time, "Tell Steve his Aunt Sandy loved the snake in the video." I don't know why 3 times. So.
So who is that?
Was it Jacob K?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's my cousin Jacob.
Would any of you consider hiking with a dog? With a dog?
Ooh, we've met a girl that's hiking with her dog, and I love that dog. Every time I see it, it makes me so happy.
I would not consider taking a dog on a long hike.
I would never. I'm just gonna say something too. It depends on the dog for sure. I'm just gonna say we met a hiker who's hiking with.
Be careful.
Yeah, maybe I won't go there.
Well, I don't just be careful how you say whatever you're gonna say. I don't even know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, we don't even know what you're gonna say.
It's not that bad. We've met a husky in the desert,
Oh
yeah.
and it's just like, why is your husky in the desert? Like,
yeah, it's hot.
It's
take
hot.
it to Alaska or something. Like,
It's
it's the wrong type of dog to have in the desert.
Yeah.
The wrong trail.
Yeah.
So I will say, if any of you watched my AT hike, I did hike with Kate and her dog for, I don't know, through the Whites. She had one of the rare dogs that could through hike without any issues.
Yeah, I do.
the biggest thing, even if you have a dog that's very well suited for through hiking, dogs are used to sleeping 15 hours a day, not hiking 15 hours a day. And they can't, when we have a ache or a pain, we just take a 0 day, or I wouldn't do it. Some people can. It's up to you and your dog.
It's a logistical nightmare too.
That's the biggest thing.
Because a lot of areas you can't have your dog. You gotta, board it or move it forward.
Or even to like resupply. If you don't have like, if it's not a service dog or whatever, it makes it even hard to go in grocery stores and all that. But there could be a whole live on that, and I'm not the one to do that. So
if I was completely wanting to be antisocial,
yeah.
I would definitely hike with a dog. I think it's very interesting. I think it's very unique of a situation. Of course, I would choose the right type of dog, but I think a dog carries with it that you cannot really create social relationships when you have a dog, because everything is affected by it, by like getting a hotel room, getting a shuttle.
Come on this side.
So, yeah, having a dog isn't necessarily the best for the kind of, like, if you want to have a social experience, so.
Did you want to dance on this side of the camera
No,
or only on the
didn't.
other side? Okay.
Were the trail runners okay in that snow, or did you wish you had boots?
They were good with the micro spikes.
Yeah.
They were fun.
They were good.
I would never hike in boots, but that's a whole nother. We get time for that conversation.
Somebody recommended stovetop stuffing mixed with instant potatoes.
I have heard of that, and I've never done it. I think you can get like the gravy powder and like mix it all together as well.
Gila, how long does it take to get hitches? And then Hiking Lang is asking, what's the best hitch you have gotten?
How long does it take? It depends. Usually we can do it really quickly. Roadrunner and I had one situation. It took us 45 minutes, but there were 4 of us, and I think we got the ride really quick, but the other 2 took it, and then we were stuck for 45 minutes. But for the most part, hitches don't take that long, right? Like 10 minutes, 15?
10, it feels long, but it's not really that long.
The longest I waited on this trail was 40 minutes to an hour for
Right.
one.
As far as best hitches, I haven't really had anything overly exciting on this hike.
We got nailed into the bed of that truck. That
Oh
was
my
kinda
gosh,
fun.
I forgot about Yes. Go, tell about it.
We got a ride in this pickup truck. This guy said he had room for a bunch of hikers. He takes us out to his vehicle, which is a little crew cab pickup truck, and the truck bed, he has like these wooden, I don't even know what you call it, like
You were there.
slats that slide like.
It was something
Around
like
the
my
truck
grandpa
bed?
would have had. Any of my family knows exactly what
He
this
literally
is.
nailed the
So
guy's
yeah,
head.
we get in the bed of this truck and
For real.
and we're hidden by these wood planks, and he literally takes nails and like
Puts him in.
He
Like-
screwed us in, and you've seen that in the video if you've watched my videos. And now that you've said that, the reason he did it first is because riding in the bed of the truck is illegal in California, like hitchhiking and everything's illegal here. The other thing we had, I got in the back of a truck that had like manure and had to lay in it, so Roadrunner could be in the cab.
Was that this one?
Yeah, that was on the way to Ranchita Bodega. It was mostly dirt. It had a slight manure smell. But it was
Amparo
fine.
McDowell gave you $19.99.
Thank you very, very much.
I should do a live myself too.
So I
Okay.
still don't understand the super chats. The one
It
I
just
got,
comes into your normal.
yeah, but YouTube takes like over half of it. I think
Yeah.
on my last one.
So yeah, that's something to know. Super chats
Yeah.
do take YouTube does take probably 35 to 40% of whatever
Yeah.
you're donating. It's
So-
so appreciated, and we just want you guys to know about
Right,
it.
very, very much appreciate it. Thank you very much for the support. And just so you know, I got one before. I think it was $50, like a super chat or super thanks. I think on a video, and I got $19 of it. Like YouTube took 30,
Yeah.
but I think if you only get one, it's a bigger percentage.
Okay. maybe that's
I think that's because I was trying to figure out how in the world that worked. But anyway,
It's very hard to identify what
It
they
is.
actually are taking, but it's always a surprise. Ooh, somebody sent me $50. Oh, I'm getting 25 next time. Ooh, I'm getting 41. That's so weird. You
I've
never
only
know.
gotten one of them ever,
You
so
never know.
I've had one. So I don't know what to base it off of. But thank you all very, very much. Very much appreciated.
Charlie Farrar, I don't know. Hi guys, have you all figured out for tent setup in the snow? Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, cowboy camp. I know.
It
Yeah.
wasn't cold at all.
Well, I think they mean if we have to camp on the snow. So
I did. I did camp on the snow, and it wasn't cold. But I have 2 pads. I carry 2 pads.
How did you get the tent to set? How did you get your stakes? Did the
So-
snow hold it?
Yeah, so we did it in the evening. So I kind of just hammered the stakes in with my feet, and then I took some snow and put it on top, and then I actually had to use my ice axe in the morning to get them out because they were frozen in there, and it held up fine.
Before you guys start commenting, she didn't mean that she was hammering with her foot. She's very well aware that the stake could go through her shoe. She was using a rock.
Yeah,
So-
I was using a rock.
Somebody's gonna comment and say you should never you put a stake in with your foot.
You don't?
I do it all the time, but you're not
Okay.
supposed to.
Paige says, Fireball, your niece and nephew want a shout out, and I love you, son.
I
Hi-
love you
hi,
guys.
Say their names.
Emerson, Quinn, Hunter,
Love you, Quinn.
James, Hudson. I love you guys.
Quinn is like a mini
Me.
mini her,
Me.
and I just think she's so
And
adorable. All of you are
personality.
so cute. But Quinn is a mini me.
Yeah.
Quinny her.
She
Hello,
is me.
Paige and Clan.
Paige, my sister, is added all of them on Facebook and Instagram.
She's a stalker.
Love you.
MM Doughboy says microspikes seemed like they were not needed in the areas you filmed. Were there any icy spots on the trail that you didn't show? I would have to disagree with that.
I have to
were
very much
needed.
disagree.
Absolutely.
The one day I fell, either post hole and fall to the ground or sliding, I was on the ground at least 30 times on the day that I slid down the slope. You needed ice axe, you needed microspikes. We probably should have had crampons in a few of the places.
Yonder plays us. How are your shoes holding up compared to the AT? Fun that you're asking today. For our
Yeah.
shoes are
Shots.
shot. We got new pairs today.
You know, I just put them in a trash bag, or I'd show you. There's going to be in a video soon. My first set of shoes did not last very long. I have. Sorry, I was getting +1 is texting us on my phone. I can see his name pop up. My shoes are crap. They completely were shot in 250 miles. I think a lot of it is because of the. What did I say? Crap? I'm not supposed. Oh. Anyway, I got new shoes in this town trip. I switched to something totally different. I'll talk about that in an upcoming video. What do you guess?
Love watching. I'll tell you later. Love watching you and Roadrunner's videos. Keep up the good job. I started the PC at the end of May so far. What is your favorite and not so favorite piece of gear?
Do you want to talk about your shoes? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, they're done. I had to buy
Right.
new ones, so. But what's the favorite and not so favorite piece of gear so far?
Do you know?
I don't know.
I'll say my tent is my favorite, and I'm gonna just say I don't know. This is a hard one as far as not favorite because my all of my gear that I carry I wouldn't be carrying if I didn't need it. But as far as least favorite, I would say the microspikes and ice axe, not because they don't work, but because I don't like carrying them.
Fair enough.
And my tent's the most of my
Yes,
favorite. If I
agreed.
didn't say that.
The ice axe is a pain in my, you know what?
Axe.
Axe. Yeah.
That was funny.
That was funny.
Axel Reyes is asking which one of you has dealt with the worst blisters?
Me.
Not me. I have not really had any blisters.
I was dumb and switched my shoes and got them the 3 days before and didn't hike in them or see if they worked well with my feet. And they were way too small and I had blisters on all my toes. I actually hiked, she gave me her sandals and I hiked in her sandals for
Oh, you
probably
did it
for probably about 20 miles. I hiked in sandals.
Jeff says, hammer to every little critter you come across. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Bubba. Yeah.
Louisa Hirsch, which has been a long-term
Yeah.
follower of ours. What has been the most fun part of the PCT and the most challenging part of the PCT so far? The weather.
I'll say the most challenging has been Fuller Ridge. And I think it's mostly because it was just an exhausting day and I had that fall that was pretty scary. The most fun, zeroing. Because one of the things in my normal life, I am not good at just sitting around or laying around not doing anything. But for some reason on trail, I feel like I need to. So today, we did almost nothing. Just kind of sat around this wonderful hotel room, went to breakfast, and just it feels good to be comfortable doing nothing. Anybody else can answer?
My favorite part has been karaoke last night.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
fun.
It
Last night
really
was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So just so you guys know, there will be short clips of our karaoke in an upcoming video, but I would get copyright infringements if they were more than 10 seconds of any of them. So that you're going to get very small doses of karaoke.
My favorite part was the stretch, like the Eagle Rock day.
Oh,
From
it
like
was
Warner
such a
Springs
great
to like
day.
past Eagle Rock. Like it was just super flat,
Beautiful.
just real cruisy miles, great weather. Like I was just in the best mood that day. I just had a lot of fun.
That's a good one.
That's the one that stands out to me, I think.
Shelby says, when you're hitching, how many times do you tell your drivers that they may need to roll down the window due to the smell?
You guys tell them a lot.
Every time.
Yeah.
I feel so bad every time.
And then Roadrunner's like this in the car, like trying not to
I'm like
get
this.
her armpits.
Close them windows.
I'll say something that's interesting is like on the AT, pretty much every hitch, like throwing the thumb out that I got was someone that at least knew what the Appalachian Trail was and like what we were doing. So far on the PCT, like that's not the case at all. Like I've had so many people like have no idea even what the PCT is.
Yeah.
And they
Which
picked
is
us up
wild.
too.
And
yeah.
they still picked
and they
me
still
up,
picked
but-
us up. That was our ride the other day.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye on time. How many people do we still have with us?
252, what are you talking
Oh,
about?
is everybody,
Just
if
keep
everybody's
going.
still here, we'll keep talking.
Kendra says, I think you should all share the money since you're doing the live together. Jorge says, do you have Venmo? How can we donate so you can get all the money, not just part of it? We all have Venmos in our descriptions.
The
I don't know
videos.
if Hammer does. Do you have a
I do.
Venmo?
At the end of every video, I have my Venmo.
Like in the
information.
video descriptions, we
Yeah.
usually have the
Yeah.
Venmo.
My Venmo's in my video descriptions.
Yeah. And I don't know if she wants to share her Venmo. She can.
I
but
have a
if not-
Venmo.
Yeah.
I can share
Go
it.
ahead.
Can we share it now?
Yeah.
Sure, whatever.
Oh,
If they're asking.
Wit with 2 T's and then Claire, CLAIRE.
But it's W-H-I-T-T.
So it's WHITTCLAIRE.
Correct.
Can I edit the description of this live later? And put
Yeah.
her- So if you come back to this after we're done,
That's it.
I'll edit the description of this live and add the Venmo in there.
Your sister asked again how much you miss your sister, but also she goes, Venmo might be better at Steven-Bot-7.
I love how she knows.
Your sister's on point.
I thought she was gonna give her Venmo when you were reading that.
John C says, has anyone done the Colorado Trail?
No, but I want to.
G Law says, Roadrunner, did you get a new bag for your microspikes? I remember you saying you lost it. It was literally 30 seconds in the same video where Plus One actually found my bag and gave it back to me. That's why I was singing that he's a hero. So, what brands, models of shoes are you guys rocking?
Go.
I just got Topos. I'm really excited about that because my IT band hurts really bad with Ultras. So I'm going to try out Topos.
I've been wearing Ultra Olympuses for years. They've been my go-to shoe. I've loved them, but the 5s have been absolutely awful. I've already ruined one pair. I'm wearing them. I'm wearing a new pair now just because I already had them bought, but I'm going to be switching to Topos also.
So I'm a big fan of Hoka's, and I'm not going to be wearing Hoka's leaving this town because the new Challenger 7s, whatever the newest ones are, I think they're 7s, they didn't hold up, and they're hard to get in the town. So I am going to be leaving here with some Topos, and I'll let y'all know how they work.
I wear Salomon Speedcross 5, not the 6, and I buy them on Amazon because the 5 is an old version.
If anybody knows where I can get Hoka Challenger 6s, the old version, in a 14 wide, that'd be amazing, but I can't find them anywhere.
Terry's asking, did you guys witness a helicopter evacuation? I saw a video from the perspective of the rescue helicopter, and I swear I saw Fireball watching it. No, that was another hiker,
Yeah.
Can
but
I
we
see
know
the-
those hikers.
Yes.
So.
Can I see the Terry? I want to see.
Terry Canedo.
Okay, never mind. What? No,
Helicopter?
what?
I
I
saw-
just wanted to see who the Terry was.
But did you want to answer the question?
Oh, what's the question? I thought it was a Fireball question.
I swear I saw Fireball watching it. No, it was
No.
somebody else.
It was someone else.
But I mean, we know of the
But
situation.
I think they're the ones that helped us with our rescue.
Yeah, so the Dutch group that was involved when we helped the guy carry his stuff out, we call them the Dutch group because that's where they're from, the Netherlands and Austria, right? Is that right?
Netherlands, yeah.
Just Netherlands.
Oh, I thought
The other one's
Natalie-
from Sweden.
Sweden, yeah.
Natalie,
Oh.
she's Dutch, but
Okay.
Lives in
The
Australia.
Dutch group have been involved in several, and shout out to them because they're also hiking the whole trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah.
I said that they're the official
did the
rescue
range.
team.
What?
Mhm, yeah.
Never mind. Take it back.
Chap, what tent are you using? By Gilo.
I'm using the same Z-Pax duplex that I used on the whole AT, and I've used it on some other hikes. I've got, oh gosh, now I've got well over 3,000 miles on it. It's still good.
Jorge Miguel says travel and beat the Triple Crown. I did Venmo for all his hikes. Porter Brass, are you warm enough? Do you carry bear spray on the PCT?
What are you showing me?
Do you carry bear spray on
I
the PCT?
do not carry bear spray. I don't have a need to carry bear spray unless it would be to...
Me. Me. I was going to carry bear spray and I decided not to. There's actually some parks in California that it is illegal to carry bear spray.
No.
So I think I've veered away from bear spray. If you really know bear safety, you shouldn't need it.
I wouldn't think that would even be a concern until
Yeah.
Yeah.
more north, right?
There are only 11 grizzly bears on the whole PCT range. I don't know that. for
If
sure.
you
Is that 11 the right number?
It was like 8 to 11. or
8 to
something
11,
like
okay.
if you store your food right
Oh, that's
and
actually true.
Like, yeah,
She's worried about
because
it.
I was worried about them and they're in the Cascades, but they're not on the PCT part.
Okay.
And then it's like, there's literally just like under 10 brown bears, grizzly bears.
There's so few, they all have names.
Probably. M. Doughboy, any lost toenails yet?
I'm trying to lose a toenail. I want it gone.
I've got pliers. I've never lost a toenail. I usually don't even have blister problems on hikes. I have an issue going on right now. It's kind of sore, but it'll be fine. Have you lost a toenail?
I never have, no.
No, I haven't lost any. What degree bags or quilts are you using? 10 degree?
15.
10.
I have a 20 degree, but it's comfort rated, so it's probably closer
Like
to
a 10, yeah.
What time do you go to sleep and what time do you wake up? We wake up at 5:45.
Never alarm, but we're usually up at 5:45, even on 0 days. I'm awake.
Usually 6.
Never when I have to work am I up
Yes.
that early.
Never.
But when you on trail, it's like your body gets in sync with what is circadian rhythm? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Circadian, yeah.
What is it?
Circadian rhythm.
Whatever it is. Yeah, it's 5:45, and then in the woods we're probably asleep by 9:30.
Earlier.
Yeah, and we start hiking, which is another question, at around 7 a.m.
Okay.
I feel like the birds wake you up, the sun wakes you up. It's just like a natural.
Yeah.
Some nights the
Thing.
moon
The
just
moon
keeps you
keeps
awake
up
all night.
Yeah.
John says, are bear
Simone,
containers still required in North California? Beer containers are another thing.
Hold on, is that a thing?
Bear.
No, he's just joking.
Yeah.
But yes, there are still bear canisters.
We'll have to carry
Required.
canisters in the Sierra.
Yeah, and it's new in Tahoe that it's required now too.
I think it's only during the Desolation Wilderness that you can hike through, right?
Oh, really?
I think so.
Andrea Zielinski, very nice Polish name. Hey, you little chap and hammer. It's
That's
fantastic.
Water
I know,
Girl.
I figured.
Okay.
She said it at
Hey,
the
water
end.
girl.
Oh.
It's fantastic living vicariously through you all. Great getting to know Roadrunner and Fireball. Water Girl, AT.
Hello. Happy birthday.
Nate says, everyone donate, just not to Hammer. He's a bozo.
Thanks.
You know what? I agree because this dude has been mooching beer off of everybody.
Hippo in
Maybe
low.
we could get you a beer fund, and then you wouldn't have to buy your own beer, and you could just get it.
I'll do a live and I'll use every dollar that I get from it for just beer.
Just beer.
Hippo in low water says, I second what Nate said. Make Jake start paying for his own beers. Kendra, awesome regarding the
free
Venmo
ride ends
idea.
now.
Noah says, I agree with Nate. Louisa, from your experience so far, which is harder, AT or PCT? Is White Mountains harder than Mount Jacinto?
Yeah.
I guess. White Mountains are harder than Mount
We
Jacinto.
covered all that in the beginning,
Yeah.
so I don't want to go through it again for the sake of time. But yeah, if Jacinto didn't have, it's actually Jacinto. I think I was corrected.
Well, there's all kinds of corrections.
Well,
It's
yeah,
either
we get-
Jacinto, Jacinto, or Jacinto.
I love all of like 99% of your comments are so positive.
But he loves.
I love the armchair critics in the bunch. It gives me something to laugh about every day.
All right. Well, wow, topos are dominating.
They're very readily available, it seems, in trail towns, even on the AT.
I haven't really heard anything bad about them either.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
What model topos?
Oh shoot.
Ultra
Venture
Ventures.
Ultra Venture 3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Marianito-san says, good videos, first binge-worthy PCT videos in a couple of years. Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Lewis Leak, do you think snowshoes would help get through snow? I don't know. I've never used
I've
snowshoes.
never used them.
But we didn't really need them.
So I had never put micro spikes on I put them on my shoes to make sure they fit, but like in the basement at home. I had never walked on snow in micro spikes until we got here.
Yeah. What's the what is the most feared animal on the trail?
I'll answer this. Mountain lions. I am terrified of mountain lions to the point where I will not hike in the back or the front. I hike in the middle because I'm the shortest and the smallest. And if a mountain lion goes after any of us, it's gonna be me. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna argue with you. I on the AT I would say mice. Here I guess ticks.
The silent killer on all these trails is ticks.
Yeah, ticks are really scary.
Real concern.
She had a meltdown the day she saw 2 rattlesnakes.
I did.
So they're kind
I
of
had a
fear
panic
for her
attack.
too.
That is also a fear.
I have still yet to see a rattler. I really want to see one from at least 3 feet away.
Shelby B says, Roadrunner, how are you handling being a social extrovert? And I'll just ask you that question. How am I handling being a social extrovert?
That's an interesting question because she was always social within our group on the AT. In here, we really have not had that much of an opportunity to be social outside of our group, like other than brief conversations in passing. So I think that she will do much better when we get the opportunity, but the opportunity hasn't presented itself a whole lot yet. Is that a fair answer?
I thought you would give me more credit than that.
I think she's very
Okay.
social.
I think that she has been
tried so hard.
so
She's been very-
social
especially
and
when
does
she-
such a good job.
No,
Do
I
you know
tried
how-
so hard.
Well, I'm trying to think of a time when, like, to me, when I'm...
Like, when I want to stay in the hotel room, I still go
Okay.
out, which I don't want
But
to.
that's always... Okay, so that in my mind...
I'm engaging to the rude Germans.
The rude German.
Like, yes.
And you're always
Engaging, we
social.
I'm saying hello.
They don't respond.
When I could, as a German, I could just ignore them the same.
I've never spoken to them.
I say
She's
hi
very-
to everyone.
she's very
I feel like
outgoing.
She is that's a
I've
good
done
point.
so much better.
You have
has.
definitely gone out and had fun more within the group.
Yeah.
We did karaoke last night.
Yeah.
I guess for me, I'm still looking for the AT experience where we're going to see other people for more than one time.
And she deals with me every day. So that's a lot. That is a lot.
You know,
There's a lot of
That's
extrovert
a
right
lot.
here. A lot of
A lot.
extroverting right here. Okay.
Hammer joining us has helped take some of that
Yes.
that burden off.
That burden.
They'll be having a conversation with other hikers, and I will literally just walk right past. Like I don't know.
What's
So,
your...
she has asked us at least 4 times in the last 24 hours. So do you guys want to play Rummy?
Yeah.
And no one responds.
No one responds.
Nobody answers her. Just everybody acts like
I'm
she's not
just
talking.
sitting there like, okay.
Last night after karaoke, we get back to the room, and she's like, "Guys, we don't really have to play karaoke if you don't want
No,
to."
Rummy.
Rummy.
Yeah.
We don't really have to play Rummy if you don't want to, but I'll go ahead and set it up. And she just kept saying, "Well, we don't have to." She was trying to like reverse psychology us. Nobody even responded.
No
She
way.
for 20 minutes, she kept talking about, "Yeah, we can play Rummy if you guys want to."
I had my headphones in, but I wasn't listening to anything.
We were all editing.
My videos were all uploaded. I was just editing.
What time do you guys eat lunch?
Depends on the day.
It all depends on the mileage.
It depends on the mileage.
Usually we kind of pick a spot more so than anything to have
Yeah.
lunch. Like usually a water source or something like that.
That's a good point with the water source. But Roadrunner and I usually want to wait to eat lunch until we're at least halfway, or just over halfway through the mileage of the day.
Yeah, I feel like that helps because after you eat lunch, I feel like you just kind of are sluggish.
In conjunction with that question, do you guys mostly hike together or set a break spot or lunch spot to regroup at during the day?
We hike together during, like, when there's a sketchier part. And I think it depends. Like, Roadrunner and I hike together during certain parts of the day. Up until we got to the parts that were, I know somebody told me that like the word sketchy, but that's what it is. So before we got to that, we were pretty much just like knowing about where we'd meet for lunch. She hikes faster than I do, and she would be at lunch before me, but we would get there, and then we'd kind of pick a rendezvous point for later, and then as we... This is why people are confused.
You called it rendezvous.
Well,
I did
rendezvous
not.
means to meet up.
Rendezvous.
It's French.
Oh, Jean-Jean.
I'm fancy.
Oh, merci, merci.
So we hike together more different parts of the day.
You're right.
We've been singing "That's Amore." Or no,
No,
Amore.
when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
I'm good with like never hearing that again.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place to buy gear? Is REI good for most gear? I want to hike the PCT in the future, but I have never been through hiking. Only grew up doing small hikes.
Can we?
No REI.
Listen,
I was gonna say let's let her
nuh-uh.
answer just because it's a different level of.
I started off with REI. Like, that was where I started everything. And I still like REI. But I feel like as I've been more, I've gotten more experience, there's other brands than REI for sure that you through hike with.
REI carries for the most part things that are more mass produced. That usually means not ultralight.
Mm-hmm.
So REI does carry hyperlight packs now, which the three of us use. But for the most part, a pack you're going to get in REI is going to weigh 4 to 5 pounds, where most ultralight packs weigh 2 pounds. And REI does have some good gear, but it's not going to be the light stuff. It's going to be the more mass produced, a little more rugged, a little more heavy.
But sometimes when you're starting off, like, that's what you need. Like, that's what I needed. If I would have started off with, like, your guys' ultralight gear, I think it would have been harder.
It depends on your personality. I would rather pay more for the stuff that I'm going to want and keep up front, because what I did with backpacking is I started out with one sleeping bag, used it a couple times, and realized this isn't what I want, so I got something else. Same thing with a tent. I went through 3 tents before I got to the duplex. If I would have just bought the good stuff from the beginning, I would have saved half the money in the long run. You guys have anything to add to that?
I mean, with regard to gear, that was one of the most annoying comments I ever got on YouTube, which was, I feel like you only watched YouTube channels and then just bought your gear. Well, that's what YouTube is there for, to see what other people used. And yes, I did research via YouTube channels, but I literally researched for a half a year to find out what backpack I wanted. And so YouTube channels are really beneficial because you're actually seeing people who have used stuff. Now, one of the things that didn't work for me were the Ultra shoes, because everybody uses them because they're just cool, and they just really didn't work for me, and so that was one mistake. But like a lot of the gear that I got, like my quilt, my backpack, I didn't have to exchange those at all my entire through hike. I had very solid gear based off of YouTube channels. And so I would just recommend looking at YouTube channels that have information, feedback, that are similar to you, people who are similar to you, like the body type and what you want out of your gear. I really don't benefit from load lifters, but a lot of people do. So, I mean, honestly, Fireball was like, what's a load lifter?
She's the only one that has load lifters and doesn't know what they are.
Yeah.
It's part of your pack.
So I think like go to REI to get fitted, but it is heavier gear. But like just research, like find your own gear.
One huge takeaway from what you said that I just want to emphasize: look at people that are similar to you. Like
Correct.
if you see people that are raving about a tent, but they're 5'6" and you're 6'3", you need to think about that. Like I love my duplex, but it's probably going to be not optimal for hammer. Another big thing is backpacks. I hiked the AT with the Gossamer Gear Mariposa. Many people love the pack. I love the pack. However, it seems they don't work very well for most taller people. So just keep in mind when you're using a reference, make sure whatever it is, if it's tent height or pack, look at your body build and see if the people are similar to you or not.
Kendra saying, I'm in Portland. I'm happy to bring you some beer when you cross from Oregon to Washington. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Show magic.
Can you make it to that? You're gonna do a beer fund live.
Yeah.
So in the name of Chap Diddy, because he's a poet and you didn't know it, Porter Brass has a little a poet for us.
Okay.
In the land where mountain kiss the sky, Lil'Chap, Hammer, Fireball, and Roadrunner fly. Their spirits wild, their hearts ablaze. On the PCT Crest Trail, they blaze their ways.
Nice.
Through
Through the
valleys.
maze, in the haze, through all the days.
Chap Diddy.
Go ahead, sorry.
Chap Diddy right here. Through valleys deep and forests old, they march with courage, brave and bold. Lil'Chap, the guide with eyes so keen, leads the way, a wilderness dream.
I'm
Why
gonna
does
have to
Lil
print
Chop
that
lead
out.
the way?
Because it's his channel, so
Oh.
like it's his
Well,
life.
you don't know what load lifters are. Do you want to lead the way?
No, don't let me lead.
Tamara says something you said made my hey Google thing answer your question. Do that. That's funny. Sagittarius says Fireball, you're so funny. Ampara says Roadrunner from the AT is so different to the Roadrunner PCT.
How?
Yeah,
I want to know that answer.
Yes, you answer that.
Can you
How am
answer
I
that?
different on my videos than the P?
I don't disagree with you, but I want to know what.
Yes, how do
what it
you
looks
guys
like.
see the difference? Catfish000 says this is fun. Me Matthews, tell Fireball that Oregon has 6,000 cougars according to the Oregon Fish and Wildlife Department. She's going to be
She's now a
hiking in the middle
California
of the
section
entire
hiker.
state. Look, she's even sitting in the middle right now.
You guys are not leading my. I'm literally in the
Me
middle.
Matthews, that's not a nice thing to say. This girl right here is gonna be like attached to our bananas. Louisa, do most people you know through hike the AT before through hiking the PCT?
It seems like not here, right? Like most people we meet have not hiked any other
Correct.
trails.
Yeah.
I feel like people usually hike the one that's closest to their home
That's
first.
true.
Not me.
Yeah, not
Well,
always, but
you're not mainstream.
No, never.
Oh, Porter wasn't done with his rhyming yet. So Chap was what? The wilderness dream, right? Hammer swings with steady might, every step a dance in the light. Fireball with passion bright ignites the trail with fiery might.
Ooh, I
A
like
fiery
this.
might. And Roadrunner, fleet of feet, dances along with grace so sweet. Together they form a band bound by nature's guiding hand.
That was good.
Can you
Good.
please email me
Wow.
that entire
Yes.
poem to hikingdancer@gmail.com? Please, I would love the entire
Yes,
poem.
That's
if you
amazing.
can include me on that email
There's
too.
more. Through rugged terrain and rivers wide, they journey on with joyous stride. Each sunrise greets them with a smile as they hike the miles, miles by mile. Northbound they trek towards the unknown with friendship, laughter, and tales to own. Onward they go, their spirits high, as the Pacific Crest Trail stretches to the sky. Please email this to us.
Yes,
That's so
my
nice.
email is on my
It's
page.
so good. Okay.
We're
Yeah,
we're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to
Food.
wind it up.
Steve Vaught says, with my next trail magic, give Hammer enough for a couple beers. I
No,
will."
Dad, no.
Thank
That's
you.
me, Steve.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're a
that's how that works in
junior?
America.
No, not really. I'm not a junior because that's actually his middle name.
Oh, okay.
Kathy is asking, was Fireball planning to do the entire PCT?
Yes.
Before the mountain lion revelation.
Yes, before the mountain lion revelation. No, I plan on doing the entire PCT.
ULA told me that they were not allowed to sell through retailers like REI for some reason. Since I live near them, they did say I could stop by to try packs on the COVID happened.
I think that I know of at least I know there are retailers that sell ULA. There is one in Louisville, Kentucky, for sure.
All right, Cheryl. Can we get your Instagram channel names, please? I only know your nicknames. Would love to follow you over there as well. This lovely girl right here has a private because she has it, what's the word?
I post like in current time.
In current time.
So
So she will not be accepting.
yeah, if I
requests.
decide not to post in current time, then I might make it public. But for now, like for my family, I post in current time. So
Yes. But what is your Instagram?
I don't post anything on Instagram. Instagram's too much work. I'm too old for that.
What's your Instagram?
I do. It's Hamwise, HAMMWISE _ Gamgee, GAMGEE. Hamwise Gamgee.
Where'd that come from?
Lord of the Rings.
I know.
I'm just hiking dancer, but I don't really post that much on Instagram. Somebody said, John, after hiking and camping cross country for 4 months, we went to REI in Seattle. They made fun of our clothing and boots, and an employee told me I should not be allowed to buy Scarpa boots again.
Well, those are really heavy, right? Aren't Scarpa boots really heavy? These like mountaineering boots, maybe.
Stone says, did Whitney decide on a trail name?
Fireball.
Fireball.
Dun, 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 dun.
Marianito says, I've been considering a quilt, but I'm concerned about getting cold. How's yours experience so far?
It's probably a better question for you too. I sweat in my quilt all the time.
I have a sleeping bag and I wish I had a quilt because I'm so hot. And I usually I treat my sleeping bag as a quilt. I'll unzip it and just lay it on top of me.
I love my quilt. I think it is getting old. I think it's losing loft. I would love to get the Convert from Enlightened Equipment, which is a quilt / sleeping bag. But that is something I probably won't be able to get for a while. But I do love Enlightened Equipment quilt. It's just, I think it's losing its effect a little bit.
Good quilts are quite expensive. Like,
Yeah.
especially if you get it with the $9.50 fill.
$800 or so, right?
No, not that much. I think mine was
I
about...
thought the Lighten was that much.
No, my quilt's
No.
about $500.
Okay.
Ampera says, I'm different. She was darker, seemed angry, now she's relaxed.
Aww.
I seemed angry.
She's not dark or angry.
I seemed angry on my channel. I mean, maybe
I
I
don't
was
know
angry
about-
in real life, but like...
I was going to say, I
on
don't
my
think you
channel,
came
I
across
wasn't
that
really
way.
that
I think
angry.
you are a strong woman, and
Ugh.
to some people it comes across intimidating.
Yeah. That I think I was. I think
Yeah.
I was intimidating.
You had a different goal. We've talked about
Correct.
that
Yeah.
before.
I talked about it
Yeah.
to the point of vomiting about it. So, Shara Farabelle, I'll be
This
sure
is
to hook you up with my
256,
therapist once you cross the border to help you through any leftover PCD trauma when you're done.
Yes.
Let's hope you don't meet any mountain lions. Jill, which is Frodo's mama. Hi,
Oh,
Roadrunner.
Frodo's mom!
And Lil'Chap, I'm still following you. Have a great hike, Frodo's mom.
Is Frodo hiking these days? Or is he's probably working?
Bars.
What foods are you getting sick of?
Bars.
Tuna.
I don't eat tortillas very much. I get sick of them every time I buy them. I bought them one resupply and I was already sick of them. I have a question for Frodo's mom. Did you guys visit all the national parks yet? I know you guys were working on that.
That's so cool.
Okay, let's talk about with regard to food, the Spam conundrum.
Oh gosh.
So good.
Because when I had my last video, I took Spam out of a can, I cut it into 5 slices, and people lost their minds about my Spam. Because they said, I'm gonna get food poisoning, it should not be out of the fridge for more than 3 hours, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna have food poisoning. I'm here to tell you the story, I survived it. However, my Spam turned a different color.
Oh, it did?
I didn't tell you guys.
Did you still eat it?
I ate a little bit of the discolored Spam, but the second slice I discarded.
But how many days did you carry it?
I carried for 4 days, and
Oh,
on
okay.
day 3 it was a different color.
Ew.
And
That lady warned me
It was
because I
great.
packed out pasta salad in a sandwich for 5 hours in the heat.
Spam was gray
Ah.
on the outside, and I'm smelling it, and I go, it smells alright, and then I'm eating it, and then I'm like,
I'm
I
no longer
probably
hungry for
shouldn't.
dinner.
I've always been a big fan of the Spam packets.
Package,
Yes.
Singles.
It's like a
It
Spam
has
like
to
push
be the
pop.
singles.
Yes.
The meat
But
puffs.
yeah,
Yeah.
but the other week I had one and I opened it and like when I squeezed it out, there was this like clear gelatin, like
Yeah.
gelatinous fluid. on
Everyone
top of
always
it.
has that.
Yeah,
I've never
that's
seen that
normal.
before.
Everyone
it's
has
the
it.
fat.
I wiped it off and I ate it, but I'm not buying them anymore. Like it
So,
was disgusting.
I love them. I
I
just
think
tear
it
them
was
open.
in
push
Eva's
them up.
YouTube
Yeah,
channel
eat them.
in
The singles are
2021.
important.
Amazing.
She had me like eat one of those meat puffs.
Yeah,
I don't like
remember.
them.
I like them, but that was foul.
I love the Spam singles. They weren't available. I decided to do the cutting it into 5 pieces. People lost their minds. I am here. I'm still alive. But it
But
was,
if you ate the whole thing, would you still be
but
alive?
it was
Yeah.
disgusting. Chad would not have eaten the gray Spam.
I would not have eaten grease spam.
I
No.
did.
So-
I was hungry.
For the sake of time, is there anything else we have to
Oh my
answer?
gosh,
Otherwise,
Frodo's mom says 45 national parks.
Nice.
how many are there? Is that all of them?
I don't know. It
I'm
says
gonna-
45
I'm
national
gonna
parks.
look. You don't have to answer. I'll look it up and see if there's 45.
Axel says, keep it together, guys. Thanks for sharing. Doughboy says, turns gray, still good.
Hold on, is Doughboy the Doughboy that hiked the AT like in his grandpa's military fatigues and was making dough like real bread? Remember that?
I don't know any Doughboy.
There was, I think he was our year.
She's not angry. She's German.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not angry. I'm German.
I love that.
Gosh, Spam is not good for you fresh, let alone days later. Shara McKinney is vomiting emojis. Drax Viking, has Fireball gotten any green Spam lately? Have you gotten any
No.
green Spam lately?
Nope. Thank gosh.
Doughboy says, no, not me. Malibu Sean says the clear gelatinous part is normal.
Yeah, it's the fat.
So that's it. We're at the end.
Well, thank you all very, very much for joining. I can't believe so many people joined us. So thank you all.
250 people.
There was 256, I think, the last time
If
I saw.
I do a live, y'all better show up.
Oh,
too.
you'll get like 500 on trail.
No, 250. That's amazing.
That is
So, what do we want to have for dinner?
Burgers.
Burgers.
I'm gonna have my salad.
I'm like not even hungry.
Well, I was until she started talking about gray spam.
I've eaten so
Somebody
much
says,
food.
"You go, Gray Spam."
All right, good night, everybody. Thank you all.
Bye. Bye.
Good luck on the AZT, Kevin and Leah and Disco.
Hi guys.
How do I end this thing?
Somebody says 63 national parks.
Wow.
Somebody says 267 people at one point.